Look. It's a masterpiece. It just is. Whoa. I'm trying to cheat here. All right, so starting with the cornmeal for my pizza rustica, also known as pizza gana, pizza chana, all sorts of different things depending on where you are in Italy. But this particular pizza rustica is from the Campania region, Avellino actually, and that's kind of like 30 miles east of Naples. Kind of where my grandfather's from, or his family. It's not really a traditional pizza as to what you're thinking a pizza is, but it's like a stuffed pie. I guess like a really giant quiche, big, and we stuff it with whatever. Anything that's in the fridge. Everything but the kitchen sink, basically. You can make it vegetarian, you can make it all cheese, meats. Traditionally, we put ricotta. We do, but not everybody does. Different cheeses and meats and stuff. Because I love greens, I'm gonna throw some spinach in too, but you don't always find spinach in there. It's really fun for Easter because you can make it in advance, cut it, and freeze it if you want to. And I think that's one of the allures of it, and also it just looks fun. You're gonna take it out of springform pan and cut it up. We cut it in wedges, like pizza, which is kind of where it gets its name. But the dough is kind of a mix of flour, cornmeal, butter. Some people turn it into more of like a bread dough using bread flour and yeast. We're gonna do more of like a pastry type of dough. So kind of like a quiche, right? But a big one. And then I just take my hands and I kind of mix it together. This is a dish that, although my family did not make it when I was growing up here in the States, when we would go back to Naples, this would always be on my grandfather's like sister's table, any of the family in Naples. They would always have this pizza rustica there, or the pizza gana. So we mix those together, and then we're gonna add a bunch of salt. So basically, pizza gana is just kind of like a stuffed, something stuffed. Mix in the salt. The salt's really important to give like, it brings out all the flavors that we add to this, like the butter. Now, I will be honest that traditionally in Italy we use lard, but I'm not gonna use lard today, but that is usually what this is made with. We're gonna use butter instead. A little bit lighter than lard. It still works. We're gonna throw all of the cubes, and you wanna use cold butter, and you cube it up, and toss it in here, and then comes the work. We just start kind of like mixing the flour and the butter together. This takes some muscle, and a lot of times the grandmother of the family will do this. And it takes some work, but you can make it in advance, and so the day of Easter you can kind of hang out and have an unbelievable dish. Plus, it makes the whole house smell really good too. And people are always impressed with this. Always. But in my family, we used to make other types of pies, like torta della nonna or a ricotta pie with barley inside, because every family has their own tradition, but my grandfather's family definitely made this. And I love the wow factor of this dish. Plus, it's really good. So once you see it's like crumbly like this, see that? I work the butter in. I'm gonna add a little bit of, ice water. I threw the ice in too. But anyway, the ice water will bring everything together. The trick is to keep this really cold, right? Because then when it bakes, the pockets of cold butter start to melt and it creates like a nice, like buttery, flaky. The dough is donezo. Look at that, nice and smooth. My favorite part. Slap it in place. There's such a sense of accomplishment with this. See how nice this looks? Nice and smooth. Put your finger in there. It holds. It's nice and soft. That's what you're looking for. All right, we're gonna pop this in the fridge for 20 minutes, and then we're gonna start rolling it out. While the dough's in the fridge, I am browning up some turkey no, actually this is pork sausage, but you could use turkey sausage. You could use mortadella and salami and prosciutto. You could use, in Italy we make little polpettine, little baby meatballs. You could use those if you had those as leftover. You could use chicken if you want. I mean, like, honestly, you could use anything you want. Even all veggies, if you just want to have it vegetarian, you could do that too. The only thing you really do need to use is cheese to kind of bind it and hold it together. Otherwise, you can add anything and everything that you want in here. This is just the classic filling that my family used to do, but depending on where you go, you'll find different fillings. I'd say the sausage and the mix of salami, prosciutto, mortadella. Those are the two most popular meat-filled pizza rusticas. And I like my sausage nice and tan. So we're gonna really cook this baby up. And I like to get sausage that has fennel in it. I love that combo of the fennel, that like anise licorice flavor with the heartiness of the sausage. And then I add some garlic for a little extra flavor. The sausage is like a bed for the garlic so it doesn't burn. That's why I add it after I started browning the sausage. All right, this is cooking. So now let's get the rest of the filling taken care of. So we're gonna make the filling and we're gonna use 4 egg yolks. Enzo, you gonna sit? I think Enzo likes the smell. 4 egg yolks, and we're gonna dump a bunch of stuff in it. All sorts of meats and cheeses and spinach, and make this filling. 1 more egg. See if I can do this before something else rings or opens. 4. Ta-da! Okay, so I'm just gonna mix the egg yolks. And then on top of the egg yolks, we're gonna start to add cheeses. We've got a little bit of shredded mozz and smoked mozz, because I love myself a little smoked cheese. A little bit of frozen spinach that I thawed, and you just gotta take all the water out of it. All right, a 1/3 cup of parm. You can never add too much parm. I love adding parm. Some prosciutto, about 4 ounces of prosciutto. So as you can see, it's a melange of many different things. Bunch of ricotta, and good old Calabrian chili for some spice, a little bit of heat, but also some warmth. And I'm adding more of the oil than I am the actual chili. I like the color it gives everything too. So just mix this all together. And lastly, I'm not gonna add the garlic in there. I'm not pouring it in because I don't want all the grease, but I do want all of the sausage. Look at how crispy. I love sausage when it gets nice and crispy like this. It is my favorite. I think Enzo's brothers are home. That's why he's all excited. Who's home, Enzi? Who's home? All right, so I'm mixing everything together. We get a nice filling with lots and lots of flavors. This is gonna be out of this world. It's definitely decadent, but I think it's perfect for Easter. Plus it's got a little Easter colors. See the Calabrian chili turns it slightly pink. It's got a little green in there. A nice bright Easter color situation going. Okay, so the filling is done. Hi boys, hi Bruni, hi buddy. Hi buddy, hi buddy. Hi, yeah, you're home. All right, it gets a little bit distracting with all the animals, but the filling's done. So now I've got to just roll out this dough. So let's get the dough from the fridge and let's get this baby in the oven. So I cut a piece of the dough after it rested. You can kind of see in there, you can see all the cornmeal. So it gives it nice texture. I love a little texture in this dough. You can see that it's in there and it's gonna be yummy. So then I have to roll this out so that it can fit that. So you can see, because of all the butter, it makes it really simple to roll it. We're not there yet. Is it gonna fit? Yes, it is. And now we wanna roll up the dough. Hopefully it doesn't break all the way. I like to roll it up like this. It's much easier to move. And then you just kind of unroll it. Okay, there we go. And then drop it in there. And you drop it all the way in the springform pan. I put a little oil at the bottom of the springform pan, just as a precaution. But there's a lot of butter in this, so you're probably fine. It goes all the way down. If there's any cracks, just kind of use your finger, the heat of your finger, to kind of like patch it. I bet a lot of you guys have had this before. Enzo, 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 enough. Oh! I'm really curious to know if you guys make this recipe. And also, I bet a lot of you guys have had a version of this, and I'd love to hear what versions your families make. So let me know. Give me your feedback. Time to fill it with all this goodness. So let's dump everything in here. Okay. Perfect. Just want to make sure it's even all the way to the sides. So when we cut into it, it'll look really good. There we go. All right, so I'm just cutting off the extra dough right here. And I would also love for you guys to tell me what it is that you guys want to see me make. If you subscribe here, then you can get the recipe and we can share sort of stories about what we grew up eating, and you can tell me if there's other recipes, family recipes you guys would like to see. Take a fork and you can just kind of seal in the edges like this. And remember, it's called Pizza Rustica, so it's rustic looking. You don't have to make it perfect. So now I'm gonna brush the top with a little bit of egg just to give it a nice little tan in the oven so we get a nice golden color on the crust. It kind of seals it up too. And now for the final touch. Again, something my family likes to do is we add a little bit of Parmesan cheese right on top. You don't have to do this, but it adds a little special flavor. Okay, that's it. We're gonna pop this in a 375-degree oven for about an hour. Then we're gonna let it cool slightly, and then we're gonna slice into it. And it's gonna be fab. It smells really good. That smoked mozz. Ooh, baby. Look. How fun is that? Isn't that so pretty? Do you see why this is so popular? This is why. Just look at all that cheese. It's a masterpiece. It just is. This is why it's so impressive, because it's crazy flavorful with prosciutto and sausage and cheeses and a little heat from Calabrian chili paste, which I just tasted. It's decadent with all the cheese. The key is to have a lot of mixtures of cheeses too. Just so you have a lot of flavor going on. And each one melts a little differently. And I feel good about it because there's spinach in it. I love the crust too. Flaky and buttery. I can't imagine if you make this that your family won't go bonkers for it, because that's how good it is. JD, come taste it. Tell me what you think.
That cheese.
Right? Is that a good thing?
Bomb.
You like it? Okay, she's going in for a second bite. Means she likes it. I'm telling you, it's the cheese. Mwah, it's good. I like it.
You guys need this recipe.
I'll link the recipe below. Okay? You can make this, I think. You think?
No.
No? Maybe you can help me make it. So.
This.
I don't think it's as hard as you think it is.
Well, then I can.
You guys can do it. It's very easy.